There is a second in existence, and you have felt it before, when the room turns in opposition to you. A person throws a jab, a sly accusation, a public insult that drips with venom. Eyes flip towards you, anticipating your response. Your pulse spikes, your mind races, and prefer the general public. You experience the urge to speak, to provide an explanation for, to accurate, to defend. And that proper, there's the moment wherein the susceptible are separated from the harmful. Due to the fact the second you protect yourself, you've already lost. Niccolo Machiavelli knew this centuries in the past. He understood something maximum men nowadays cannot hold close. The man who defends himself kneels before his accuser. He accepts their body. He admits they have got the proper to choose him. The robust guy does now not do this. The sturdy man we could the accusation burn in the air until the attacker begins to choke on their own words. Allows dive in. 1. Why defending yourself is a entice. While you defend yourself, you believe you studied you are clearing your name, you observed you're restoring the truth. But electricity games aren't approximately reality, they're approximately notion. And belief is shaped via frames, the invisible regulations of the social battlefield. Whilst you say it truly is not true, you do not understand. Allow me explain. You've got already stepped onto their battlefield. You have ordinary their fact. You've got given them authority over your reputation. Now they may be no longer the one on trial. You're. Even in case you win the argument, you lose due to the fact the very act of shielding makes you look guilty. Only the susceptible rush to justify themselves. The strong let the silence work for them. 2. The predator's silence. Machiavelli could tell you, he who explains submits. Allow that sink in. While a lion is accused of being dangerous, does it name a meeting? Does it problem a press assertion to clear its name? No. It simply continues staring, and that stare cuts deeper than any argument ever ought to. It flora a seed of worry that grows in silence. The apex predator would not are seeking for validation. It does not waste breath justifying itself to prey. Your aim is not to be understood. Your intention is to be feared, reputable, untouchable. The sort of presence that speaks louder in silence than others do in screams. 3. The social kill shot. Photograph this. You are at an enterprise dinner. Someone says, you always suppose you are the smartest guy within the room. Most people would laugh nervously or rush to provide an explanation for. No, it's not real. I just, and in that on the spot, their popularity collapses. However the Machiavellians circulate, you pause. You have a look at them. No smile, no words, just calm, still presence. Now all people on the desk is questioning, why didn't he respond? Did that assault simply jump off him? Does he recognize something we don't? The attacker starts moving of their seat. They look insecure. It's the reversal. It's the way you flip the body without lifting a finger. For mystery is power. Right here's the truth. The more they understand you, the much less they worry you. When you give an explanation for yourself, you strip away mystery. While you live silent, you force them to fill in the blanks. And human beings nearly usually overestimate people who say nothing. It is why the most powerful men you've got ever visible in business, politics, or maybe film are hardly ever the loudest. Consider Michael Corleone inside The Godfather. His enemies spoke greater than he did. They explained, they shouted, they argued. He simply listened and acted whilst the time became right. 5. The mental torture of silence. Whilst you refuse to defend yourself, something strange takes place. Your accuser starts off-evolved to self-destruct. Before everything, they'll repeat their accusation louder this time. Then they may add new info. Then they will begin searching around for backup. Why? Because silence is insufferable to the insecure. They desired a fight, and as an alternative, you gave them a replicate. Now they are the only sweating beneath the highlight. 6. Reframing the coldest counter. Machiavelli's other weapon became reframing on flipping the accusation into an attack on the attacker. Someone says you are manipulative. You reply, handiest folks that can't be inspired say that. Someone says you are conceited. You reply, self-belief tends to hassle the insecure. You're now not protecting yourself. You are attacking the body, and in doing so, you're making them scramble to protect their own words. 7. The general public ambush. I'll give you an instance. Years in the past, I watched a CEO get ambushed in an assembly. One in all his senior managers said in the front of the complete board, "I assume your method is reckless." Everybody iced over. All eyes have been at the CEO. He did not lean forward. He failed to protect. He leaned lower back. After a long pause, he said, "Interesting. Inform us your strategy." The attacker stumbled. Their plan wasn't geared up. They started mumbling, backpedaling. Inside minutes, the room noticed the truth. This bold challenge turned into not anything but empty bravado. The CEO in no way raised his voice. He didn't win the argument. He made his opponent disintegrate under their personal weight. 8. Romantic and private power. This works outside of enterprise too. In relationships, accusations are emotional traps. Your partner says, "You do not care about me anymore." Maximum guys panic. They rush to explain, to reassure, to prove their love. They assume they're calming the hurricane, but they have simply conventional the emotional frame. The Machiavellian approach: pause, look them inside the eyes, and say, "This is now not how I see it." No defense, no rationalization. Now they start questioning their own tone, their very own phrases. You have taken manage of the emotional tempo, and whoever controls the tempo controls the body. 9. Disappear absolutely. The closing move is vanishing. No reply, no acknowledgement, no reaction. This drives sure humans insane. They cannot stand the thought that you didn't even deem them worthy of a reaction. They post extra. They speak to others. They are trying more difficult to provoke you. And with every strive, they appearance weaker, greater obsessed. Meanwhile, you are unscathed. You did not win because you proved anything. You gained because they destroyed themselves, chasing your attention. 10. The 3 gear of the Machiavellian operator: silence, default mode, bloodless, nevertheless, forces them to hold the load in their own phrases. Deflection, shift the spotlight, cause them to give an explanation for themselves. Chase their personal tail, precision cuts, brief deadly phrases that quit the alternate right away. Examples: sided, assume what you want. Unusual that self-assurance makes people uncomfortable. These are not defenses, they're guns. They do not defend you. They assert your role, make others 2D, bet theirs, and remind them without you ever pronouncing it, which you are the one on top of things. 11. Air of mystery is better than popularity. Prevent trying to have a good recognition. Precise reputations are fragile. One rumor, one lie, one enemy can shatter them. As an alternative, construct a strong recognition. A sturdy recognition would not depend on approval. It depends on charisma. You're not always liked. You're now not usually depended on. However, no one dares flow against you without wondering 2 times, and that comes from one element. You by no means appear like a person who wishes to protect himself. 12. The group will defend you. Right, here's the anomaly. The extra you guard yourself, the more desperate and isolated you appear. However, if you continue to be calm, composed, and silent, something exciting happens. Human beings start protecting you free of charge. They may talk up. That became uncalled for. He did not even reply, and you're nevertheless going. Now the gang will become your shield, your silent army. And what's better than defending yourself? Having an entire navy do it for you without you lifting an unmarried finger, without you even breaking a sweat. 13. The final stage, the very best stage, is not just silence. It is presence, when your air of secrecy is so composed, so unmoved, to date above petty attacks that accusations evaporate earlier than they land, you do not need to disregard them. They honestly don't persist with you. And that comes from schooling yourself to never provide an explanation for, in no way justify, in no way seek validation. Your existence will become the protection, and that is when you become definitely untouchable. Machiavelli's law is simple. The maximum dangerous guy isn't always the one who assaults first. It is the only who by no means needs to. While you stop protecting yourself, you prevent dwelling by other human beings' judgments. You outline yourself and the sector adapts to that definition. From this factor ahead, no motives, no justifications, handiest moves that shift the electricity in your choose. Due to the fact in the long run, the person who by no means defends himself by no means desires to. Thank you for watching. If you want to peer more films, ensure you hit the like and subscribe button. I will see you in the next one.